Boo! Let's let the spectacular fun begin. And this time we're going to be talking Bud Abbott and Costello meet Frankenstein. Here we go.
'Cause he's going the distance. He's going for speed. She's all alone, all alone.
Quite possibly the best comedy duo ever in the history of comedy from back in the day. Back in the 1930s, 40s, and 50s, these guys reigned supreme in the comedy genre. And when you get that crossed over with a horror genre of the awesome Universal monsters, I think we got something here. This is a little movie called Bud Abbott and Costello Meet Frankenstein. It was made back all the way in 1948. That's pretty old in regards to horror stuff. I am definitely a fan of these guys. These guys I grew up with. Bud Abbott and Costello are the shit in regards to slapstick comedy in my book, along with a close following of the Marx Brothers, Laurel and Hardy, and Three Stooges, because those guys started the whole just generation of slapstick humor. So in this case, this little movie we're talking about today crossed over the lines of comedy and horror perfectly. You had the terror of the Universal monsters, such as the Frankenstein played Glenn Strange, Bela Lugosi as Dracula, and Lon Chaney as the Wolfman. You can't get much more epic than this.
The nation's top comics, Abbott and Costello. Petrified, but hilariously. Plus the dangerous and terrifying Wolfman, played by Lon Chaney. Plus that fiend out of a nightmare, the vampire Batman, Count Dracula, played by Bela Lugosi. Plus the most dreaded creature of them all, the Frankenstein monster, played by Glenn Strange. Plus a couple of luscious but designing females in the spookiest laugh fest on record.
I love this movie so much. It's got some brilliant slapstick humor, as I said. It's got some fun moments, memorable lines. I just laughed so much as a kid watching this. I watch it now. I still laugh my ass off. It's hilarious, and it's a spooky good time too, because you got Bela Lugosi, who's still creepy as ever. Even though these movies aren't as dark as the original horror films that they're meant to be in, they're still playing the part well. The basic story of this movie goes is Bud Abbott and Costello play baggage clerks, and this guy named McDougal runs a wax museum attraction. And this is, of course, the time of the year of Halloween to spook the people like crazy and just scare tourists. That's basically what this guy set out to do by supposedly buying the remains of the Frankenstein monster as well as Dracula's.
Count Dracula sleeps in this coffin, but rises every night at sunset. Chick is right. This is awful silly stuff.
Come on, take it all out.
So, with that in mind, it's bound to creep people out by saying that's real. But of course, just whole silly scenarios ensue when they just don't believe it. They're skeptical until Bud Abbott and Costello are actually unpacking the remains, and then they come to life, and it's just a hilarious scenario. I can't recommend this movie enough to you guys. It may not be a scary horror film or anything like that, but it is definitely a Halloween-themed film, considering there is an actual masquerade ball in this. And aside from all the crazy skeptics and all the funny scenarios that these guys get into, there's legitimate scary terror here or there. You know, it's fun. It's got its eerie atmosphere too, because they do end up on an island later in the film where the masquerade ball is held. You got three awesome monsters. You got a great comedy duo. What more could you ask for? I think this is a definite movie that is a must-see for Halloween. With several other crossover films that I'd recommend to you guys as well. But Abbott and Costello meet the Mummy, meet the Invisible Man, meet the Killer played by Boris Karloff. I'd say hell yeah. So check all those movies out, guys. This has been an awesome Bud Abbott and Lou Costello segment that it turned out to be, but it's hilarious horror comedy crossover films. They're great, they're funny, they're timeless in my book. I say see them for your Halloween party, whatever. Check them out. Thank you all for watching. Feel free to rate, subscribe, and comment, and keep going to the movies.